Right, Paul Cooke, it's the first training session since the narrowest of defeats at Toulouse. Yep. A frustrating one for you as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's why I wanted to put that out on Monday, Terry, if I'm honest. You know, I appreciate that people think we've come a long way in the last 10 or 12 weeks since it was a horror start to the season, but they're under the wrong coaching staff with Jeddy and myself if they think that losing to Toulouse by 2 is going to be accepted. We can't accept that. You know, we should have won the game and we had enough opportunities to win the game. We should have won at Wembley, we had enough opportunities at Wembley to win the game, and that's 2 big games against the top 2 teams that we haven't won, and we've got to learn to win them. Yeah. So I was really frustrated and upset, if I'm honest. Still am a little bit, if I'm honest, tonight. We haven't done the review yet, which is going to be an interesting one because we're going to put on the toes of the players and ask some really uncomfortable questions as to what they was thinking. But yeah, it's a collective thing. You know, there's no individuals that, you know, some individuals that are making decisions that are costing us, and there's some individuals that are making poor decisions with the ball, and you know, the kick's just going dead or going out on the full, and we've got to get the answers to them. But collectively we stick together, and we've said that to the players. It's a really important week for us, and it's a really important block of games, but ultimately we're only focusing on London at the weekend for now.
Yeah, and the pressure's really on now, Paul, isn't it? Because every remaining game it takes on Cooke type proportions, really, yeah, doesn't it? And you know, we're facing a London Broncos side that's sort of resurgent, aren't they? The brilliant win at Sheffield, and it's going to be tricky, isn't it?
They've got some players back. They've got some key players back in key positions. Police is playing really well. Bayern in the halves, Bieniek up front. So yeah, the stock at 13. I can run through the team if you need me to, but I'm not going to. The players will be made aware of their threats. We're also a decent team ourselves. You know, don't discount us. We didn't win at the weekend, but we was close, and we've been as close as anybody else other than Widnes going to Toulouse and putting up a show. So whilst we've lost the game, it's not all doom and gloom, but yeah, it is in terms of effort-based stuff and creating 2 points. That's not what we did, so we need to pick up 2 points, as you've said. Starting this week against London, it's a really big game because we've dropped outside the 6, and as you said, each game becomes of epic proportion in terms of moving up the table and getting back in the playoffs. And if we put to bed Toulouse, as we will tonight, and we focus on London and do what we can and what we can control to get a result, then we will.
And I know you'll be planning your strategy, as you've just said, and you know, on how to beat the Broncos, and you'll be delivering it later in the week, I'm sure, tonight as well. But besides that, there's another aspect to the success on the field, especially at home. Yeah. And that's the fans, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah, it's why I wanted to put Monday out, because I know we've got the offer on at the club, and I know that we've put the tickets down to £10, I think. It's a really big few weeks for us, and the people that travelled, the supporters that travelled away from home, that I saw on Saturday night, I know they're resurgent and they're really behind us and myself and the coaching staff, Jeddy, and everybody in the staff, the club, the players. You know, they're turning out. We want to make this place really difficult to come to. We've only got 3 home games left. We need all 3 to be really difficult for the away teams to come and get a result. And the 3 really big games against teams in and around us in London, Widnes and Oldham at home. You know, then we go away to some teams that are in and around us, and it's really important that the supporters are here to help out. And you know, I'm not one for asking them, you know, please come and support. The players are working hard. The coaching staff are working overtime. The club's doing everything they can to help out. We want as many here as we can because we want to win games and we want to be in the playoffs. And that's paramount to us, so they are really important, and I've connected with the community since I played here, Terry, so I have an affiliation with everybody around the place. I've met some wonderful people, friends for life, if you like yourself, and you know, when I came into the club. So it's really important that we build relationships with the supporters and the community, and that they get behind us, because we need them. You know, there's no question that we certainly need them in the next remaining 3 home games and 5 away.
Just explain the importance to the players when they're actually on the field during the game, and to, you know, the atmosphere created by packed terraces. How does it affect them? You know,
well, it's huge.
They actually hear it, don't they?
It's huge. Yeah, it's huge. And we haven't won the close games we want to win. No, I think the last close game we played at home was Hunslet, and I know we was poor that day, but they really helped us then. I think Halifax, when the game's in the balance before Brad Day scores, No, they're huge for us. You know, they're really, we ride off the back of their noise and their support and them getting behind the players, you know, when we're defending back-to-back sets on our own try line. So, you know, they're hugely important for the players. You know, the players mention it when they come into the sheds after games, and, you know, we're going to need everybody on board over the next 8 weeks to attain what we want to attain going into playoffs, let alone what we want to achieve while we're in there.
Yeah. And you know, I've been out and about over the last week meeting people who I actually haven't been for a while, and just asking them why. And the overwhelming reason is IMG. Nothing to play for, no promotion, relegation. What's your take on that, Paul? But I think there's still loads to play for at this club, and in my opinion, and hearing what I'm hearing on the grapevine, IMG might not be around for that long anyway.
It's an interesting one, Terry, because it could all change in the next 12 months, and they may come back for that. We want to see them back because we want to give them something to shout about. We want to give them something to be proud of. A team that tries really hard and gives everything they've got on the field and plays some good, attractive stuff. So, you know, we want it all to be as one. And as I've said to you, I've been at this club when, you know, there was promotion to play for, but we was nowhere near it, and there was supporters still here supporting the club and the players when I finished in 2015. So I just want to see that back, and I want to see that for everybody. I listened to Scotty Scheffler this week, the golfer, who said, you know, there's only 2 minutes of joy before he moves on to the next job, and you know, if people come here and support the club and we're playing well and we're doing good and we're winning games, there's a bit of a joy for people, you know, for players as well as supporters, you know, connecting with the community. You know, we just want to make it a real family feel. So I'm looking forward to seeing as many as we can on Sunday, because it's a huge game for us.
Yeah. And the club as a whole in the boardroom, the IMG presence at the moment hasn't dampened the ambitions or enthusiasm of the board. Paddy Hanley in particular, he's got great plans for the welfare, miners' welfare area, development of a sports complex there, and he's also still ever so confident that he can lead this club to the higher echelons of the game. We've just got to stick together, have that togetherness on the terraces, within the club as a whole. We want the fans to feel part of the club.
Yep.
And you know, there's big things ahead if we all do that. You know, we can achieve all of that. What
I think it doesn't matter which way we go about it, Terry. The club's got a long-term strategy in place in terms of whether IMG are involved in the game or not, or whether it's back to promotion and relegation. What we can't do is rush. We can't rush, because teams that rush go back up there and yo-yo back down, and that's not what we want to do. You know, if we're going to plan this properly, then we need everybody on board from day one, and that starts now. It starts this weekend. It starts when Paddy took over the club, if I'm honest. You know, so what we've got to do is collectively pull in the right direction, all in the same direction. So whether it's IMG or whether it's not, or whether it's through promotion and relegation, first past the post, or whether it's a playoff system, whatever it is, we've got to make sure that we're in the plans and we're planning it. Wakefield's blueprint was magnificent for me. You know, I coached at York last year in the Championship and watched them build a Super League team in the Championship, and then move with some brilliant signings from Catalan in particular, with Mike McMeekin and Tom Johnson. That's a club that's planned to go into Super League, and now look at what can be achieved. So, you know, I'm not going to say that we're going to do a Wakefield. I'm not going to make any outlandish statements, but this club wants to be in the top division. Paddy wants to guide the club there. I want to be a part of that, and the coaching staff are going to be a part of that. And we want the supporters and the community to be a part of that, and you know, who knows where we can get to. So we look forward to seeing them on Sunday. We start the charge back into the playoffs. We didn't want to come out. It's something that we didn't want to do, and we went to Toulouse to pick up 2 points. We didn't manage to do that, so this week becomes, you know, paramount for us and vital to get a result. So we look forward to seeing as many here as we can, and we start the journey to wherever we may go.
And as we said earlier, it's £10 for adults. Kids go free. Yeah. There's no excuses, is there, Paul? It should be a full house. It should be brilliant. Or it should be one of probably the best attendance of the season. All being well.
And we need it, Terry. We need them, because it's a big game for us, and they're a good team, a very good team. Don't make no question about that. So let's hope that we can get a big crowd. The boys will put on a performance. We'll make sure they're very well prepared for what's going to hit them with London and where we can get them. So we look forward to the challenge at the weekend.
Thanks for your time,
mate.
Paul.
Cheers.
Thank you.